When Blake Griffin went down, I'm pretty sure everybody thought that the Clippers were going to be done for the season because he was the big offensive piece for them, especially with Chris Paul being gone. But since Blake was gone in that stretch of time, the Clippers actually managed to go 6-8. And a lot of that was because of Lou Williams, who has gone nuts lately for them. So we might as well appreciate it. Lou Williams is averaging about 21 points a game, being way more efficient than you would expect for him, given his responsibility now, as he's always been a guy who's been on the shoot-first side of things. And I think a lot of it starts with his three-pointer, where he's been going kind of Steph Curry lately. He has attempted about 8 three-pointers a game in the month of December, where he has shot 43%. That's elite category. And if you're able to knock him down like that, then the chances of you being actually able to defend are really damn low. It's a good reason why he's been able to average 25 points a game in December, and why the Clippers have not fallen off a cliff without Blake Griffin. But he's been crafty from pretty much everywhere. Now his overall percentage has still been a little lower, around 43%, but given how desperate this team was for actual scoring, I don't think anybody really minds that one. And his ability to get fouled and draw contact from the opposing big guys and get to the free throw line has been huge as well. He's averaging 7.5 free throw attempts in December. And at the free throw line, he's been shooting around 88%. So while it is a small sample size, if you had a player who put up 25 points a game, made 8 threes, or attempted 8 threes, where they made about 3.5 a game, and then also attempted about 7.5 free throws a game to shoot well over 80%, you'd think of that guy as one of the best offensive players in the NBA. So Lou has really been nuts this season, and it couldn't have come at a better time because LA just desperately needed something after this. I mean, I made a video talking about how they should consider trading DeAndre Jordan once Blake Griffin got injured. Now, I do think Blake was out for a little shorter than people believed he was going to be, but nonetheless, this is really impressive stuff. And the Clippers are only 2 games out from the 8th seed right now, and Blake Griffin is back. So if Lou Williams is able to continue at least something close to this along with Blake, I mean, perhaps the Pelicans, who are currently number 8, need to be paying attention to LA a bit more. Lou's playmaking has also been better. He's been up around 5.5 to 6 assists a game, so I mean, the dude really has been like a star player. I feel like in the past he's been a selective star where some nights he can go off for 35 points, and then the next night he's going to shoot like 5 for 22 and go for like 1 for 7 from 3, but the efficiency's been way better, drawing contact, the threes, and then making plays for others. And to continue this thing, I want to ask, can Lou Williams be an all-star this season? Does he deserve to be an all-star this season? Well, a stat line of over 21 points a game, 44% from the field, 40% from 3 on 7 attempts a game, and then 6 free throws, as well as just the carry job that he's done since Blake was gone. All of that is some really impressive stuff for Lou Williams. Maybe he could also have some extra credit because a lot of this has been coming off the bench for him. I think this makes him the clear 6th man of the year if he doesn't end up in the starting lineup here soon. So, I mean, the biggest thing you look at is just the competition, right? So, for the Western Conference All-Stars, I've already said who I think the starters should be. I'll just say it again real quick. James Harden, Russell Westbrook. Potentially, maybe Steph Curry could end up getting over Westbrook if Steph just goes nuts for the next month. But as of right now, I would have Westbrook in there. But either one of them, we'll just say that. For the other backcourt spot, and then Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, and my pick would be LaMarcus Aldridge. DeMarcus Cousins is going to be voted in as the other big man. I'm aware of that, but my pick would still be LaMarcus. So then we look at the other 7 spots. Well, if we go by my starters, then DeMarcus Cousins would be one of them. You go with whoever is not in the starting lineup between Russell Westbrook and Steph Curry. Klay Thompson has a valid bid over Lou Williams. Then you're looking at potentially Chris Paul if he hasn't missed too much time, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker. There's quite a few names. And I don't know ultimately if Lou Williams is going to be able to jump any of these guys. I could also throw Draymond Green into that as well. There's basically like 9 players with which Lou would have to jump, and he would probably end up being like the last guy voted in or selected because the coaches do the reserves. I'm pretty sure they do, unless I'm totally forgetting how All-Stars work. I mean, which one of those guys could you potentially knock out of that list? I mean, Draymond has been a little worse this season. His efficiency is still what it is, and you could even say he's been turning the ball over a little too much, and defensively he's been a bit of a drop-off, but he's still one of the best defenders in the NBA, and what he does as a playmaker and all that is still damn good. And given that coaches are going to be doing this, I feel like he's the type of guy where coaches could have a bit of a soft spot for, and they might look at Lou Williams' reputation as a shoot-first kind of guy who has never really been much of a defensive player, and even just right now, I guess, is the first time he's really stepping up as a playmaker. They could look at that and be like, do I really want to put this guy in there? Does he deserve it over Draymond? I guess Paul George, potentially, just because the Thunder have been, it's been pretty rough this season. They're starting to figure it out now, but could coaches look at the fact that Paul George has been just a part of OKC rather than be kind of the focal point the way that Lou Williams was for the stretch with which Blake Griffin was gone? Maybe the fact that the Blazers have not been that good could be a way that drops Dame Lillard's stock just a little bit. Personally, I think all of these guys are more deserving of it than Lou Williams because I think they've just been better. Like, yeah, Lou's been doing a damn good job for the Clippers, but it's 7 spots, and I mean, the Western Conference has been great for a while now, and this is the reason why, because there's so many damn good players in it. So, would I ultimately put Lou in there? No, but we could put him in the mental Hall of Fame or the heartstrings Hall of Fame. Hell, Devin Booker could be deserving of an All-Star bid this season. He's been great. The problem is the Suns have been awful. So, there you go. Respect to Lou Williams for everything he's doing. I don't think he should be an All-Star, but I think he should definitely be recognized nonetheless for how good he's been and the fact that without him, the Clippers could have fallen apart. And now that Blake Griffin is back, maybe they could fight and claw their way into the postseason. We'll just have to see.